In 1971, a man named Robert Calloway built a brick home in Ohio for $31,000. He took out a 30-year mortgage. By the time that mortgage was paid off in 2001, the house had been standing for 30 years and had not lost a single structural element. His grandson lives in it today. Now compare that to what is happening right now across America. Millions of families are signing 30-year mortgages on homes that will not last 30 years. The physical structure, the lumber, the sheathing, the materials hidden behind the drywall is engineered to a standard that industry data suggests will begin failing between years 10 and 15. We are calling this the mortgage gap. For the first time in American history, the loan outlives the building, and the banks, the builders, and Wall Street all know it exists. In this investigation, we are going to show you exactly how this gap was created, who profits from it, and the one decision you can make today to get out of the trap. The gap starts on Wall Street. To understand why your house is built to fail, you have to understand who is actually building it. 30 years ago, homes were built by local contractors whose reputation lived in the same zip code as their customers. If they built a bad house, the town knew about it. Today, 5 publicly traded corporations, D.R. Horton, Lennar, KB Home, Pult, and Century Communities, control the majority of new American housing starts. These are not home builders. They are logistics companies answering to shareholders every 90 days. Look at the numbers. D.R. Horton reported gross margins of 21.8% in 2025 on homes averaging over $400,000. Lennar's margins fell to 19.25% as they cut costs to stay competitive. When your margin is under pressure and Wall Street is watching every quarter, there is only one lever you can pull: the materials inside the walls. The granite countertop stays because you see it on the tour. The framing lumber gets cheaper because you never will. This is not speculation, this is math. The material crime. Your grandfather's house was framed with old-growth lumber, trees that had grown for 80 to 100 years before they were cut. That wood was dense, dark, and dimensionally stable. It could get wet and dry out repeatedly without warping, twisting, or losing structural integrity. Today's volume, builders frame with fast-growth farm-raised lumber. These trees are harvested in 20 to 30 years, a third of the growth cycle of the old-growth timber they replaced. The wood is lighter in color, softer in density, and full of moisture when it arrives on the job site. It wants to twist and shrink the moment it dries inside your walls. A framing crew on a piece rate pay system, paid by the unit, not by the hour, does not have time to let it dry. They nail it wet and move to the next house. But the lumber is only half the problem. The other half is what they wrap it in. The exterior sheathing on most new homes, the structural skin between your framing and your siding, is a product called Oriented Strand Board, OSB. It is wood chips and adhesive pressed into sheets. The industry will tell you it is rated for 50 to 60 years. What they do not tell you is that rating assumes it stays dry. OSB is designated Exposure 1, meaning it is designed for enclosed, protected construction. It is not designed for sustained moisture contact. Here is the problem. Every new home has windows. Every window is a potential water entry point. And on a job site where workers are paid by the unit, not by the hour, flashing tape gets skipped, corners get cut, water finds the gap, hits the OSB behind the siding, and the countdown begins. From the outside, your house looks fine. From the inside, the structural skeleton is absorbing water, swelling, and beginning to rot. You will not see it for 5 to 7 years. By then, the warranty is expired, and the builder is gone. The warranty is a countdown clock, not a promise. Every volume builder in America offers some version of a 1-2-10 warranty, 1 year on workmanship, 2 years on systems like plumbing and electrical, 10 years on structural defects. That sounds reasonable until you understand how it is designed. The 1-year workmanship warranty expires before most hidden defects surface. Water damage behind walls typically takes 3 to 5 years to become visible. Mold colonies growing on wet OSB do not announce themselves until they are already widespread. The foundation settling on improperly compacted fill dirt does not crack the slab in year 1. It cracks in year 4, year 7, year 10, just as the structural warranty is expiring. This is not a coincidence. Lenner's own 2024 warranty documentation states they have the sole right to determine what repairs are necessary. D.R. Horton's warranty states that any repair they perform cannot extend the original expiration date. In other words, if they fix it wrong and it fails again after the warranty clock runs out, that is legally your problem. They have engineered the warranty the same way they engineered the house, to survive just long enough to shift the liability to you. The synchronized collapse. Here is the part that should terrify every person living in a new subdivision built in the last 10 years. In an established neighborhood, houses fail randomly. One owner neglects the roof, another has a plumbing issue. The failures are spread out and the community absorbs them. But in a new subdivision, every house was built by the same crew with the same materials in the same 6-month window. The failures will not be random, they will be synchronized. In 15 years, the OSB sheathing on every house on the street will begin failing at the same time. The fast-growth lumber will have twisted and created gaps in the building envelope. The roofs, installed at the same time, using the same materials, will begin leaking together. Property values will crater because no informed buyer wants to purchase into a neighborhood where every house on the block is simultaneously entering structural decline. You are not just buying a house, you are buying stock in a neighborhood that has a programmed expiration date, the way out. This does not mean you should never buy a home. It means you need to stop buying like a consumer and start buying like an investor. The first move is to stop chasing new construction entirely. The smart money right now is buying homes built between 1960 and 1990. These homes were framed with old growth or early plantation lumber that has had decades to dry, stabilize, and prove itself. The ones still standing are the ones built correctly. They have already passed the test that your new construction home has not yet taken. Yes, they need updated kitchens. They need new roofs. They need cosmetic work. But a $15,000 kitchen renovation on a structurally sound 1975 house is infinitely smarter than a $400,000 new construction home with wet framing, OSB sheathing, and a binding arbitration clause that strips your right to sue when the walls start to rot. If you must buy new, there is one non-negotiable. Hire a private inspector, not the one the builder recommends, and demand access during the pre-drywall phase before the skeleton is hidden behind paint and sheetrock. This inspection costs $500. It is the only window you will ever have to see what you are actually paying for. If the builder refuses to allow it, walk away. That refusal is your answer. The mortgage gap is real. The builders know it. The banks know it. And now you know it. Stop signing 30-year loans on 15-year houses. The most expensive home you will ever buy is the one you have to buy twice.